Oh, maybe. Might have movement. See, I think we might be live. Let me just check. Took forever. Can you tell it's been a couple of weeks and OBS has just decided that it's not having any of it? Oh, I think we're live. Okay, I can see myself. We're there. Beautiful. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. It's been a little while. We haven't streamed in what? When was Abu Dhabi? Nearly a month ago, maybe? Took a little bit of time out. Wanted to have a bit of a reset, but we've had that now. And we should in raring to go. Let me sort this out so it goes. There we go. Now I can see everybody. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, Rim John. Hello, Maya. Big fan, dude. How's it going? Andre as well. How are we? Have I seen that Dan No Skill wants to 1v1? I have. I have. Oh, yeah. I was going to comment on that, wasn't I? I mean, there isn't any actual beef between me and I should maybe point this out. I thought about putting it in the comments, but I'd see it. I thought I'd see if he'd reply, basically. But there's no actual beef. I thought it would just be a little funny joke. But it's been nice actually because it's brought our communities together. Many of Dan's fans have headed over to numerous numbers of my videos and commented, which has been nice. Happy New Year indeed. Oh, Seneca's MP. I have an MP4/4. Is it a Tomica that I have as well? No, it's a Tamiya. Is that what you've got? No, Tomica. I have a Tamiya on the shelf. Oh, it's behind my microphone. You can't quite see it. I should 1v1 Dan No Skill. I will. I will. Don't you worry. Let me go to the short right now. What should we comment? What shall we comment to Dan No Skill on said short? Let's I mean, just maybe a little bring it on. We have collabed before. In fact, I was talking to him not a few days ago. Like, we're not in any kind of real rivalry, I don't think. But you know, it's nice to get involved and good to have some back and forth. He is one of my favorite YouTube creators, to be fair. And he does a lot of. I feel like he's just very much on the meme side of things. Ask if he can fight. I think Dan's a lot younger than me. I want to say Dan's like 19, 20. He doesn't look very old, does he? Is the problem. And I feel like me punching. I know he's not a child, but closer to a child than I'd like. Probably doesn't look great for me. think I'll throw a bring it on. But I figured we'd just have a little chilled live stream chat. Plus, I have got a brand new toy to put together. Do I have the lights to go with the Lego? There are lights, like as in lights that you can put on the actual Lego itself, or as in the lights behind me. I could make them Lego-ified. How wants to 1v1? We'll sort that out. Don't you worry. Singapore. The thing is, should we address this straight away? The problem that I've got is Dan probably spends quite a lot of his time sim racing. You know what I mean? He strikes me as the kind of guy that might be into sim racing, and he's probably got, you know, a good setup and that kind of things. Now, I do have a sim rig because a couple of years ago when the live stream started kind of taking off a little bit, I thought about doing that and sort of got one from a friend for a reduced price, and therefore I think I've got that set up somewhere. You know what I mean? I can put that back together again. it's just, I feel like I've sim raced a handful of times in my life. And in fact, I went to a sim race arcade with Mr. V in Brighton, and I was so atrociously bad that when we were discussing kind of future projects and maybe we could do kind of some sim racing together, he very politely said, "Oh yeah, we could. Maybe we'll be on separate teams. Maybe we could be separated from one another in that scenario." And I just very politely nodded and sort of assumed, you know what, you're probably right. I'm not of the caliber to be sim racing anybody. I'm more of a talker. I'm a lover, not a fighter. You know what I mean? But I think we will have to sim race Dan No Skill. I don't show him this, but I do think he will absolutely rinse me. But that's, you know, something I'm willing to happen. That's fine by me if it ends up happening. You know, I can get over it. I can be the bigger man in all of this, and I can understand that if I do get beaten by effectively a child in sim racing, I'll get past it in my life. It'll be okay. Will you buy the Red Bull and Ferrari F1 Technic sets? There's the biggest McLaren one. Yeah, I saw that. I saw that the Ferrari one had been released, and I was, well, there's obviously the Mercedes one that I don't have. I do have the smaller Mercedes car. It's over this shoulder. I do have the smaller Mercedes car, but there is a really big Mercedes car, isn't there? That is already out. I don't have that one. And now there's a Ferrari and a Red Bull. And I think they're releasing 10 mini figures next year, or mini cars as well. So there's going to be a lot of Lego cars coming. Maybe I'll get a few here and there. I don't think it's going to be one of those things where I try and collect every single one of them because it's getting pretty pricey. Although this one was a present. The one that we're going to build today was a present, so I can't really well, I don't know how much it cost, and I feel like it's rude to look, you know, when someone buys you a gift, you don't go and then Amazon it to see how much they spent. Sarah, do not clip it. Don't clip it. The track on my wall, I don't know the track shapes too well. That is Singapore. Singapore is going to be there for forevermore. Well, another thing, we've got a lot to talk about. I'll leave that to a little bit later, but it might not be there up on the wall for much longer, which is a shame because it's a real staple of the channel. Ariosto, member for 14 months, over a year. Thank you so much, mate. Massively appreciate that. Goodness gracious me. That has come around very, very quickly, hasn't it? Or is that just me? Give one wild 2025 prediction, F1 related. Wild F1 prediction. I don't know if there's too many. What would suffice as wild? 2024 was pretty mental. You know what I mean? Is there much more? Choose Monaco so we can't overtake. The problem there is I will have to out-qualify him. And I don't know how it goes. I had a small McLaren, it's now in pieces. I've got a few. If we look at the sort of general vibe behind me, I've got like an Aston Martin, a Lotus car there. There's a McLaren up there. There's the other McLaren up there, which is supposed to be kind of in the style of the Triple Crown. There's a Lego Mercedes there. There's a Lego McLaren, obviously, above my head all of the time. There must be more there. I think some of the other ones are in the other room. Like, I've gone pretty heavily on the old Lego style Formula One stuff. Maybe we could get some sent for free. That'd be great. I feel like I'm too small a channel for Lego to really reach out. I feel like Lego are maybe they must be one of the biggest toy manufacturers, if not the biggest toy manufacturer in the world, right? Lego. That would be an insane partnership deal. And I feel like there's other creators they'd look at first. Your P1s, your Tomos. They're the ones you'd go to, wouldn't they? Thank you for subscribing, Rubab Badar. Great name. What place do I think Red Bull will finish in 2025? Without Sergio Perez, I think they'll do better. Will it be better than third? I still think that Ferrari and McLaren look great, right? I think third place again would be really quite good for them. Even fourth, it's not going to be lower than fourth, is it? Apparently, some people said Max might move to Aston Martin. Yeah, that's being talked about a little bit here and there, isn't it? A little bit here and there. Just sort of. I think that's always going to come up, especially now Adrian Newey's gone there. And especially because Aston Martin are just pumping money into it. Please, this is my 100th time pass. I'm trying to think of one. Rambo. I will give one wild 2025 prediction. I just don't know if there's that many things I can think of that you'd classify as wild. You know what I mean? Like, if you look at the teammate partnerships, a lot of them are fairly one-sided because we've got 6 rookies entering the grid. And also because it's 2025 going into 2026, there'll be a lot of teams that are already looking to 2026. Like Aston Martin will not be looking to improve in 2025. Like they just won't be that bothered about it. Similar with Mercedes, I feel like they're in such a no man's land that they can definitely kind of look at 2025 as a bit of a knockoff. Like, oh, okay, 2025 will be what it will be. 2026 will be our aim. Probably teams like Sauber as well, because Audi are coming in. Like, it is a weird one. Oh, Samet asked a good question. Where was that? Did I miss it? I'm back after an entire year. Liam Lawson, good job or big flop? That is the question. I think good year. I think good job. Good job. 2 options that you've got there. I think he'll be pretty good. Just looking at the pressure that he'd have been under to come in for 6 races at the end of the season and prove yourself, he did really well. I know it's pretty tough to compare the two, especially because of the chaos that we had at a few different Grand Prix. And also, you've got to be a little bit lenient. It was his 6th to 11th races in Formula One. He still has nowhere near the experience of someone like Yuki Tsunoda, and yet he was getting pretty close to him. Plus, I just think that the Red Bull team never wanted Yuki Tsunoda in that main team. He was there as a benchmark because he did enough to warrant that seat. You got to remember, Yuki Tsunoda was nearly out of a seat himself after his first couple of seasons. Got a little bit lucky that Pierre Gasly left when he did, because then they needed to bring in 1 driver. I don't think they wanted to bring in 2 because they were running out of options, hence why they opted for Nick de Vries in the end. It was I think Liam Lawson will actually do really well in the Red Bull car. I don't think he's going to be max level. I do think he'll do better than Sergio Perez did last year. I think that's just because these cars haven't suited Sergio Perez as much as the previous generation. Liam Lawson doesn't have that much experience with the previous generation. He won't have to adapt that much. Hello, Sally. How's it going? How do I think Antonelli will do, says Andre. I think he's more of a coin flip than Liam Lawson, if I'm honest. Oh, hello, Claire. How you doing, mate? Evening, James. What's my channel goal for 2025? Ooh, yeah, it's been 4 years, and last year has been, well, I mean, the first year was very good because 2021 was just fun. Second year was a little bit of a lull. I feel like 2022, I was busy doing other things anyway. 2023 was kind of the year that I started ramping up a bit. And 2024, yeah, was the first year I took it quite seriously, I guess. It's been amazing. Like, the growth in the channel in the last year has been insane. So just probably taking it as seriously again, like seeing where it's going. Hopefully there's some, things around the corner. I'm still working a job and seeing what I can do. Will Ferrari win any title this year? Good question. I want to say no, but that's just because I want McLaren to win both of them. I think that's more a me thing than a Ferrari thing. I think I just want McLaren to win both titles. After winning 1, it would be really frustrating if McLaren get a Constructors' Championship in 2024 and then nothing else. You know what I mean? Like if they don't get a championship in 2025 and then 2026 is completely up in the air and maybe McLaren's car isn't the best car in 2026 or beyond. And then they just have this sort of looming 2024 almost season where they won the Constructors' Championship, yes, but let's face it, everybody cares about the Drivers' Championship way more than they do the Constructors' Championship. I think that is always going to be the case in Formula One. The Drivers' Championship, as much as, the Constructors' Championship matters to the team and the people that work in the factory, and it gets them bonuses and it gets them more prize money. You're looking at Mercedes, Red Bull, Ferrari. They don't need that prize money. Like, they really don't. They have enough financial backing in many, many other ways. So a lot of the time, the Drivers' Championship is the one that they're after, because you get the fact that you have the current World Drivers' Champion. Mercedes have basically built their entire brand off of that in the last decade. Like, the fact they've just had champion after champion after champion, with Lewis Hamilton winning and winning and winning, up until obviously Max has just won 4 in a row. So when's it starting? That's a great question. Let's get into it, shall we? Shall we get the Lego out? I've already got the little Senna man, because I had to get the little Senna out for thumbnail purposes. So the Senna is there. He's actually quite cute. Is the old Senna. He's got like a little Honda badge on him. I think is what's supposed to be maybe a little Shell logo. The Senna S on top of the helmet. It's a very good looking little Senna toy. And he's going to eventually go in the Senna car. So I've got the box here. Obviously, I have opened it just to get the Senna out. And I've found box number 1. I have no idea. Oh, it's upside down. I have no idea how long this takes. Literally 0 idea how long this takes a regular human being to build. Hopefully, it won't be too long. But we will try our best to get it done within one stream. That was my goal. That was the idea I had in mind. I was like, we can do that in one stream. But we will see. I am going to live split it. So we'll actually see how long it takes us. And I'm going to try and not speed run it necessarily, but definitely try and get through it. But we will also be answering all of your questions and going through. Great question. How much did it cost? Absolutely no idea, because I got it as a Christmas present. But this is what we are aiming for. The Lego McLaren Senna. Ooh. Building a legend. With 15 wins in 16 races, 15 pole positions, and leading in 1,003 out of 1,031 laps in 1988. That is dominance, isn't it? That is absolute ridiculous dominance from a car. That is Red Bull 2023 style dominance that we've got here from the McLaren team. If only McLaren were anywhere close to that these days. A collaborative design by McLaren and Honda, the MP4/4 was famously driven by 2 of the world's most talented drivers at the time, Ayrton Senna and Alain Prost. The 2 competed fiercely in every race, which resulted in a thrilling spectacle for Formula One fans. Amidst the fierce battles, Senna emerged triumphant, securing his first ever Formula One championship, a testament to his remarkable talent and unwavering resolve. Very good. Oh, we've got some pictures of Ayrton Senna. I haven't started the live split yet. I feel like this doesn't count as build time. Brazilian racing legend Ayrton Senna was a prestigious talent and one of the most iconic drivers in Formula One history. Senna's fierce determination and unmatched skill behind the wheel earned him 3 world championships in 1988, 1990, and 1991, and solidifies his status as a true racing icon. Known for his fearless driving style, Senna's unparalleled mastery in the wet conditions earned him the nickname the Rainmaster. Beyond his on-track achievements, he left a legacy of compassionate and charitable individual, which evolved into the Ayrton Senna Institute. Since his passing in 1994, the organization has continued to fulfill his legacy, inspiring generations of drivers, fans, and enthusiasts alike to reach out to over 35 million children, all in his name. Goodness gracious. This is Anne Healy, who designed the Lego. Great job if you can get it right. Imagine your job is just to sit in a Lego factory and design Lego. What an absolute dream. Like, you just have to sit there, right? And they go, Anne, yeah, mate. And we've done a collaboration. Do you know McLaren? Well, Anne, we need you to build one of the most iconic McLaren cars that has ever done for around £60. There you go. Oh, wait, are we going to build Ayrton Senna first? I think we are going to build Senna first. Well, I've done that, so I've cheated. I've cheated the speed run just slightly by making the Ayrton Senna, again, for thumbnail purposes. So we're there. Then we're going to build the podium that he's on, and then maybe the car itself. Okay. How many pages is this? We have a little gander. There is 175 pages. And this is 175 steps, maybe? Not sure. We'll see as we go along, won't we? We'll get there. Licenses are expensive. That is very true. There's one thing I can tell you from starting content creation and understanding, trying to get access to things. Goodness gracious me, licenses are certainly expensive. Right, it tells me to grab bag number 1 and empty it. So let's start the timer and empty bag number 1. Beautiful. It's there on the floor. Okay, what have we got? I don't know how to be methodical about this. I think I'm just going to lay it all out on the table in front of me and try my best to find pieces as and when they come. We've got Ayrton. We need his trophy, which is in this little pack. Do I keep the little pack separate, or do I just go for it? I think I just go for it. Let's just get it all out there. He's got a little trophy, which I'm enjoying. And then something in his other hand. What's he got on his other hand? Some sort of gauntlet? I don't know what that's supposed to be. Oh, it's so that his helmet can go on. Ah, I see. Okay. Oh, and he's got a little hairpiece. So we've got the helmet. Can the helmet go on there? Ah, yeah. Little visor for the helmet. Don't mind if I do. Clear visor. So not too sunny a day. And some hair. There he is. Ayrton Senna. Page 1 complete. Spread them out on the table. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to go for. We're just going to go for a real sort of spread of items. Hope things sort of come to vision when needed. Oh god, the Dan No Skill army has arrived. When's my challenge with Dan No Skill going to be? I'll let him announce it. It's his thing. Like, it's going to be on his channel. So I'll let him decide when he wants to give details. But we have chatted about it. Don't you worry. Don't you worry yourself. We have chatted about it. And we've got an idea of things that we want to do. We've got a few ideas for the future, actually. If you're a Dan No Skill fan, we're probably going to be working together a few times over the season. Or I'd like to think that we'll work together at least a few times over the season. Just because we do make... I feel like we make similar content in very different ways, if that makes sense. Like, we both produce, obviously, Formula 1 content. But I feel like our styles are polar opposites whilst achieving a similar end goal. So, if you are a Dan No Skill fan, if you're not a Dan No Skill fan, obviously there'll still be stuff without Dan No Skill. But there will be a few more videos with Dan No Skill coming. 5-second penalty. I'm already... I haven't made any mistakes. I feel like a 5-second penalty can be applied if I make an absolute howler of a mistake. But so far, we're doing moderately okay. I feel like maybe I need to turn down the brightness, sharpness, contrast, maybe. Turn down the saturation a touch. If that makes it just a little bit better. Sure. We'll go with that. I can always shuffle around the settings a little bit. Dan No Scale challenged me to a Formula 1 race. He doesn't know what he's got coming. Probably a victory. Have a look. Where was I? I was here. So we need this bit, that bit. Okay. I think we're doing all right here, you know. Got this, goes on the top. We need some claws. One claw. Second claw. This is where it goes wrong, isn't it? When you have small pieces. Difficult to find pieces. Where would you... What have I... Yes, there we go. That was a 5-second penalty. There you go. Rick's F1 addiction. I have reached out to Rick as well in the past. I don't think he ever replied. I think he's, you know, like, I don't mind. Some YouTubers and some people are just quite introverted and, you know, don't want to collab with people, and they're quite happy just doing their own thing. So I don't take it as a huge sort of disgrace if they end up wanting to do or not wanting to collaborate in one way or another. I think that goes like that. Bada bing. What happens if you make a brownie with white chocolate? You make a blondie. Oh, hello on track. How you doing? Need some SpongeBob one eternity later. Look, I am getting there. Oh no, there's a sticker. Oh, I didn't. Where are the stickers? Are they in here? Oh, that was a wheel. Okay, there's 4 wheels here. Maybe I should get everything out of the box. That's bag number 2. Stickers. Yes. Here we go. And I have found a wheel. We're only 6 minutes in. Guys, let's calm down. Yeah, there we go. Senna sticker on. No matter what your dream is, you have to dedicate yourself entirely to it. Ayrton Senna. Does anyone know when he said that? Or if he actually did say that? Or is it just a good quote? Okay. Senna is complete. Senna on pedestal. Nailed. 10 out of 10. Flips page. Okay, now we've got the car. I feel like the car is going to take slightly longer than the 7 minutes it took to make Ayrton. Hey, but you never know. Maybe we'll just pop him. Should we pop him like here? Can everyone see him there? There you go. Ayrton can go there for now. He's in frame. He's in shot. Lego should have made Colapinto's 2024 car. They were saved on the instructions. I think it would have just been like, make the Williams car and then throw it at a wall. To be fair, the same could be said for Alex Albon, Lance Stroll a few times as well. I feel like 2025 is going to be very, very interesting. Even without old Franco. Maybe we'll get to see him. Carlos Sainz and Alex Albon have both had their appendixes out, though. I don't know if they can get like a second appendix that they can have taken out. But if so, we would see Colapinto come in to Williams. Or if there's another, is there another thing? Another sort of minor surgery that Alex Albon and Carlos Sainz could both have to go through, or each individually have to go through at singular points of the season. I don't know what happens. Imagine, like, obviously the teams have multiple test and reserve drivers. Imagine if both of your drivers got sick. Like for Haas last season, if Kevin Magnussen got banned and then Nico Hulkenberg got like ill that race, what would they have done? What do you do at that point? You're just kind of out of drivers, aren't you? Like they'd have put Behrman in. Do they still have what's his face? Fittipaldi? Maybe Fittipaldi would have been there as well. They must be like a bit strange. I suppose they'd have done what Williams did and maybe only one car that Williams did in Australia. Okay, we're there. Ooh. Oh, we need 2 of those. I only did 1. Right, second one. Very cool stream. Thank you. Appreciate it. Dark Foxy Winter Slot. Ollie drives both cars, towing one behind. Genius. I think like a lot of sponsors probably don't. I imagine if you're a sponsor, if the team decides not to race in that race, I imagine you don't have to pay your sponsorship money. So I think the team would be a little bit screwed if both cars ended up not being able to take part. Sure, be back to the past. Nicky Lauda said a monkey can also drive an F1 car. Put one of those in. Again, you're assuming they're in a country where you can get hold of a monkey fairly swiftly. There's not many of those about. I don't know what countries have monkeys, but we certainly don't. Like they'd be screwed at Silverstone. There's no monkeys in Silverstone. Not last time I was there, anyway. That way around? Yes. Okay, we're making progress. He says, and then looks for a piece, struggles to see it. There it is. Is that page 2? I think it might be. Bang. Flips over. Oh, this looks complicated. Oh dear. Okay, we want this. One of these bad boys. One of these. And then what? Like, is that 2 separate back plates? Yeah, it must be. It must be maybe this one and this one. They are the same length. Gonna go for it. Speed up. I'm trying. I'm really trying. And then we want to make, oh goodness, some green with some hands and some yellow. Yellow circles, grey hands. Easy. Absolutely. But I'm Iwasa in a car. If F2 is racing. A Red Bull would be fine. If Red Bull, lost all 4 of their drivers, they've got enough in the reserve to just put together another couple of teams, to be honest with you. Like, it's mad how many Red Bull drivers are on the grid. Alpine have an ex-Red Bull driver. Williams now have an all ex-Red Bull driver lineup. Carlos Sainz and Alex Albon have both been in Red Bull cars. Like, it is just a bit insane that Red Bull do dominate the grid pretty consistently in terms of just all the drivers that they have ever had. You look at some of the theoretical driver lineups that they could have had, and they are pretty ridiculous. Obviously, Max Verstappen is still the cream of the crop, though, so I don't think they'll be too upset that they've missed out on Alex Albon and Pierre Gasly in one way or another. Even Carlos Sainz, they had the opportunity to bring him in, didn't they? I know that they didn't, or maybe Carlos didn't want to wait until the end of the season for the Sergio Perez discussion to take place. I think that's fair enough if he didn't, to be honest. Especially considering it did look like Sergio Perez might continue to hold on to that seat, which would have been just stupid, considering how poor he was at the end of the season. But Carlos Sainz couldn't have waited that long to get confirmation of a seat, so I can understand why. Also, while doing the side pods, be careful. You can fumble it very easily. Don't you worry, my friend. I'm a seasoned veteran. Oh, he slides straight to your face. We there? Yeah, we're there, right? We want flat to easy. Oh wait, they are not flat, nor are they the two. No. Okay. Okay. We backtrack. We backtrack. And we're there. Why do they look so similar from the underside? Then on an L piece with a. Oh, where are they? These? Yes. Okay. Progress. A question I wanted to ask. Fire away. Get it at me. This is going to be a very casual, little sort of back and forth discussion whilst I have a little sort of panic in real time. Okay, there you go. There. These bad boys go across here. Another one of them. Yep. Eight pieces that all look like that. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes. Yeah. Lewis Hamilton, big fan. Hello, the car guy. How's it going? Can't wait for Dan No Skill versus not applicable. Again, I don't know if I want a rivalry with Dan. I thought we were friends. We have collabed in the past. we've done multiple things together before. Just to sort of blow a little bit of cold water onto that. But nonetheless, maybe we are now just rivals. We will be forever, forevermore. Okay, long flat piece, long, short flat piece. Goodness gracious. Yeah. Yeah. Can go there for a moment. This and this circular bit. And this. That. That. Yeah, like that. So this spins. We want this to spin. That seems like an odd piece to spin. But here's what it is. It's in now. Was the Dan no skill beef serious or a joke? Very, very much a joke. We need 4 of them. 2, 3, 4. 2 of these. Oh, and 2 of these. Where do they go? Okay, so they go like along there. Very hard to see this because it's all just one color. Like, doesn't really blend. Well, it blends in very well. Two red bits that go either side of here, and 2 white bits that also go. Should have done them first, probably. But oh well, we're there now. Just to tell you, the instructions have 175 steps and 106 pages. He's on page 20. What can I say? Tell an old funny story of your channel while you're building. What have I done? Well, I've done a few things on this channel actually. I really I'm still quite upset that Tomo's and Niren's podcast never kind of took off. I think that's one of the funnier things that I've done. Obviously, I went and did the last lap twice, 3 times. I can't even remember now. The last lap was really, really fun. I met Laws on there, who I'm hoping to do some stuff with soon. But I did one with Cam Kirkham, which felt really odd at the time. But I'd been a big fan of Cam Kirkham for a little while, and it was a bit strange because it was my first experience, obviously, of like meeting other YouTubers. Like, I'm from Norwich, for people that don't know, which is kind of a little city, not really near anything else. And there's not a lot going on here the majority of the time. So when I did then go to London, did a whole, sit down, talk, Formula One podcast. We were live for like the Mexican Grand Prix and then some other bits and pieces. I still think that's probably one of the coolest things that I've done. And just to have the opportunity to be invited to that, and then also to go to things like the Tomo live event, or Tomo and Aldas live event, I should say. And again, so get to meet loads of creators there and be invited to that. That was interesting because I'd already been invited. Sorry, I'd already bought a ticket. And then Tomo sent me a message and invited me. So that was really cool. Kind of wish I'd have waited though, could have saved on that money for the old Tomo and Aldas ticket. But I think most of the stuff that I've done, I have to be very, very thankful to kind of Tomo for. But yeah, I was on a podcast with Cam Kirkham. Was very starstruck. You got to think, Cam Kirkham, I know he's not one of the huge sort of YouTube creators in the UK. He's definitely up there, right? He has been, I don't know if he's been in a Sidemen video as such, but he's definitely associated with them. He's, been on XO. He's been in various different collaborations with people that, like, I've watched for a long time. You know what I mean? So that was quite fun. So I've had to pretend I wasn't starstruck for the entirety of it. And then at the end, I sort of got to say to him, I was like, mate, I'm a huge fan. Really appreciate like you being involved in this, and obviously getting to sit next to him for an entire podcast was a little bit of a dream come true. So yeah, me and Cam Kirkham sat next to each other, who again I think is one of the better YouTubers in the UK. And I still watch his stuff from time to time. It's not really my bag anymore, I will say. I don't think that's, his fault. That's what he's interested in, and it's kind of the niche that he built himself a long time ago. But I do enjoy his stuff, and I do think he is really, really funny. And it's a shame that he's not got a bit more of that collaboration with those bigger YouTubers anymore. Obviously, after EXO died, it did feel like kind of had to rebuild himself a little bit. But I did. It was going into that podcast was really cool. I met. It's a bit weird. I met Will and E. Yeah, there you go. Get hold of Will and E. I thought when so obviously Cam and Will were in EXO together. So when I arrived to the podcast, Cam and Will were actually in the downstairs kind of lobby area, and they were having a chat, and I just kind of wandered up, and especially because I didn't have a key to the elevator. There's an elevator up to the podcast studio, and I didn't have a key for that. So I went up to Will and E, and it was one of those like weird ones. It was like, okay, I'm just gonna try and blag that I deserve to be here. You know what I mean? I'm just like, right, so these guys probably knocking on the doors of like 1 million subscriber. Will and E's like what, 5-6 million subscribers now. Cam Kirkham at the time, I think, was a few thousands, or a few 100,000, I should say. And it was like, yeah, I'm just gonna pretend that I am part of whatever this is, try and get myself up, because obviously I knew Will was into Formula One, and knew he had sort of the quadrant stuff. Or was that up before that? It might have even been before that, but I knew he was still into Formula One, so I thought they might have been the guests. Tomo wasn't there yet, neither was Niran, so I ended up just having a little chat to Will and E as well. Before, but he was filming something else in the same studio, so a little bit behind the scenes. I guess like it makes sense because they're all under the Fellas umbrella. But that studio, all of the podcasts that Fellas record, plus, I mean, a lot of the London-based YouTuber podcasts. Like, if you listen to basically any YouTuber London-based podcast, it's filmed there. Like, there were so many studios, and so many people just kind of knocking about. Oops, I put this in upside down. So many people like knocking about. So for instance, because we were filming in the same kind of Fellas studio as Pitchside, and as what's the Rory Jennings, Adam McCullough one? That, whatever that is, I can't remember what it's called now. The Club. We were recording at the same time as them, or just after them. So I met those guys and got to say hello. They will not remember me, but I remember them. So yeah, I got to actually meet a lot of YouTube podcasting people. Met Lewis. He was actually the producer for Tomo and Niran, which is so weird now because he's almost like a host now, isn't he, of the club? So I assume he's kind of wormed his way into it a little bit there by just sort of being around enough. Did I work for Lotus F1? I did not work for Lotus F1. I worked for Lotus Cars. And when I say worked, I mean that very loosely, in that I went to the factory a few times, and did some bits and pieces for them. I think actually a lot of F1 YouTubers, or a few of the F1 YouTubers that you'd probably know, have done work for Formula One teams in one capacity or another, before they were Formula One YouTubers. Because being a Formula One fan, you do try and get yourself involved with those kind of things. Like, I don't know if I can say, I know a few other YouTube content creators that are actively working with Formula One teams or have worked with Formula One teams on actual like business projects before they then became Formula One YouTubers. Because if you're a fan, your company that you're working for gets the opportunity to work with Mercedes or Red Bull or whatever, you jump at that opportunity, don't you? get a little bit of inside scoop of whatever's happening inside the Formula One factories of some of the biggest teams on the grid. You definitely take it. Where does this go? Here? Oh god. Slot in. Yeah. I hope that doesn't need to rotate anymore. It did rotate at one point. It now no longer rotates. We will see. It's could have gone very wrong very quickly. Did I just skip a step? No, we're there. Page 26. Who was keeping tabs on the pages? 106 pages. We're getting there. But yeah, I didn't work directly for Lotus Cars. Well, no, I did work directly for Lotus Cars, I guess. It's a bit of a weird. I don't know how much I can really say. I was very, very young. It was when I was debating sort of unis and sick forms and things like that. And what I ended up doing there was just doing one of their sort of internship courses where you could go in, get a little bit of a feel for what it's like working there. You could have a little tour around the factory. And I ended up being there for, I want to say like 3 or 4 weeks. Again, wasn't like a super long time. I was not Kimi Räikkönen's race engineer or anything like that. But just as an experience, and again, to sort of keep that love of cars and Formula One sort of alive in my soul, it was really, really cool. And I've got bits and pieces of Lotus cars on the tables behind me, which I sort of don't think I'm supposed to have. So when I was working there was a couple of guys that I sort of got a little bit closer to, and as I was sort of working there and progressing through bits and pieces, and we were, I was still 17 maybe at the time, not even that. Like, yeah, like young. And basically they ended up just sort of, I think, stealing some bits of Lotus cars for me to have and keep. So I've got a Lotus badge for a Lotus Elise that goes in the wheel, like the wheel trim. And I've got a badge that goes on a Lotus Exige that actually goes on the bonnet. In fact, it's there next to that AlphaTauri cap. So I have got those, which again, I don't think I'm supposed to have. like I really don't think I'm supposed to have. But I do have them. There's nothing they can do now. Apart from come and get them off of me if they really wanted to. Where are these going? Okay. Is this going like here? What's my prediction for who will win the Drivers' Championship in 2025? I am going to do that video or send out a poll very, very soon. In fact, if you're here now, on the community tab yesterday, I put out the poll for the teammate head-to-heads. So I did a poll and a survey on which teammates you think, or which teammate from each team you think is going to win out in terms of that battle. I think there are a few really obvious ones. Like I think if you've gone Gabriel Bortoleto over Nico Hulkenberg, you're pretty brave. Or if you've gone Kimi Antonelli over George Russell, similar. But there are a few in there that are quite interesting. I'd love to know your guys' thoughts on Hamilton versus Leclerc. Because I think if Hamilton goes in there and beats Leclerc, that is a damning indictment for Charles Leclerc. Also, I do think the majority of fans are expecting Lewis to kind of bounce back. So if Charles wins, I think it's a great sign that Charles is the kind of caliber of driver we expect him to be. If Lewis wins, he's kind of back, isn't he? And he's the driver that won those championships, did all of those things. But I don't know if I can get there. I just think Charles Leclerc will have a little bit too much for Lewis. And maybe Lewis is making the move with 2026 in mind. But then that seems a little bit strange because if you think about 2026, I would probably, I don't know, it's going to be a close battle, but I'd probably back Mercedes more than anybody else to bounce back. With the engine being the key characteristic that is changing alongside all of the aerodynamic stuff. So I think it is a gamble from Lewis Hamilton. I do think I would put my money on Charles Leclerc. There you go, Sally. Put my money on Lewis. I think it's going to be really close. I think that's going to be the most intriguing battle. And it'll be interesting to see how they get on. Because Ferrari have had a really, really nice partnership with Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz. As much as it has flared up here and there, and it will because they're two very competitive drivers. I think just Carlos Sainz and Charles Leclerc's nature lends to them, getting on quite well and actually resolving those issues fairly quickly. I think when it comes to Lewis Hamilton and Charles Leclerc, I think it's going to be a little bit more interesting. Don't know if Lewis is going to roll over and sort of play the number 2, and Charles Leclerc is going to be thinking to himself, well, I got rid of Sebastian Vettel, I got rid of Carlos Sainz, I can get rid of you. Like, he's going to be, backing himself to be that main man still. And you can't say he doesn't deserve to do that, right? He's definitely shown he is more than capable of being that number 1 in the Ferrari team. As much as the battle between him and Carlos was close at points, Charles Leclerc always had the edge when it came to just raw pace and being able to get the most out of that Ferrari car more often than not. I don't know if you've seen it, but Charles Leclerc's statistics for last year were absolutely ridiculous. Like, you take away the 4 or 5 races that they had post Monaco. Obviously, Canada was a double DNF. Then they had 3 or 4 races in there where they brought that brand new floor. It was just wrong. They didn't quite get it right. And then, I don't know. Can I flip the camera for a second to show us your setup? Sure. I am on a time limit, but I nearly fell off my chair. This is the setup. Should I duck? Got some Red Bull cans. There you go. This is the second Lotus badge. A Red Bull I got given. My dad's racing helmet in the background as well. My dad is or did race motorbikes though, so not Formula One build. It's a little bit weird actually that I'm so into Formula One and not into MotoGP. But maybe it's one of those things, when your dad's like super into something, and you're like, well, shouldn't be the same as my dad. Like, we're both really into motorsport. But yeah, he went down he was really, really, or still is really, really into motorcycles. He has an Aprilia, if people are interested in bikes. Just bought himself a new motorbike. So yeah, he's really into bike racing and does race bikes. So I kind of went, well, if you're really into bike racing, we can both be really into racing, but I'm going to choose Formula One. I'm going to be slightly different to you, Dad, and choose an adjacent motorsport that instead of having 2 wheels has 4. But yeah, realistically, I should really be a MotoGP YouTuber. Imagine the scenes if that was the case. It'd be a very different channel, wouldn't it? Mercedes didn't want him to be an ambassador, so he just left the opportunity to join. He wanted more seasons, didn't he? Which is fair enough. Like Lewis backs himself to perform and still get the best out of himself. And I appreciate that. I can understand if he wants to stay in Formula One longer. Mercedes didn't really want that. Mercedes sort of saw an end to the Lewis Hamilton era coming. I do think they wanted to give George a little bit more freedom inside of the team and not sort of be just in the shadow of Lewis Hamilton. So it does make sense. But at the same time, it's a big gamble, isn't it? You're taking out your, what, 6-time Formula One world champion? Pretty big thing to do. Oh dear. Oh no. Okay, it's fixable. I put this in there instead. Alright, this comes off. We've made our first blunder. Louder is better than Senna. I think it's their personal preference, isn't there? But yeah, I can agree that Lauda probably... Well, Nigel Mansell has a Williams. I could definitely see an era where we do get a Niki Lauda win. I think we'll get a Schumacher car at some point, right? At Lego have got their finger on the pulse. I think we'll get quite a few of these kind of champions cars at some point during the Lego Formula One collaboration era that we seem to be in. I can definitely see. I don't know, they've just done a Ferrari. Although I suppose they did a McLaren first and then they've done Senna's McLaren. So I could see them doing a Schumacher, Ferrari, something, you know what I mean? But a Lauda car? Who else would they do? Maybe Buttons, Brawn. I think that would probably be a big one if they were able to get the licensing for that kind of thing. I think a lot of people would buy that. I'd buy that. So I will speak for the people. But who would you want? If you could pick any Formula One car to be Legoified, good question. I think mine would be the Button Brawn, you know. Just that championship win against Sebastian Vettel. Exactly what we wanted. Just spiced up that season ridiculously. Came out of nowhere, of course. Stairs. Yeah, Button. That's the one. 2008 cars would be the best. Lego F1 cars. Who would you have, though? 2008, I suppose Hamilton, right? The silver McLaren. They've done a lot of McLarens then. Be a lot of McLarens going on. Oh, wait, which sticker? Number 2. This one. Shell. This goes on side. I think we're there. We're in. Bang. Shell on the side pod. Beautiful. Another. Oh god, this looks complicated. 2 of these. Yep. 2 of these. There you go. That twice. That twice. This across the top. Gonna go somewhere in the mix here. Give us our classic side pod little swoop. That is pretty cool, actually. Get that little curvature of the side pod. And then we're going to spin around and do it all again. Yep. Other side pod. You go in there. These. Oh, we can route through this now. 2008 Hamilton, 2007, yeah, Raikkonen's Ferrari. Just doing literally. I know this is like. The problem is, does it have to be? I suppose if it's called Lego Champions, it does have to be the championship winning car, doesn't it? If you had to pick a non-championship winning car, I think that's a slightly more interesting question. Ooh, what are these? Just because it's maybe a little bit less obvious as to who would get picked outside of the World Championship winning car. Like, could we maybe see a Hamilton 2021 or like an Alonso Ferrari? That would be pretty cool. The Lego McLaren Formula E instead. That's still pretty cool though. I don't have any of the Formula E ones. I feel like they would be a purchase I would be interested in. I've got the IndyCar. Is it IndyCar? No, the Le Mans car. Again, bought quite a few bits and pieces over the years from McLaren. Oh wait, this goes the other way around. Ferrari F14T. Yeah, good shout. Why can't I visualize it? But yeah. He caught me off guard. I thought it was just going to be doing the mirroring bit. But actually, they want me to add in some extra engine bits before I then do it. Okay. Now we're back on. Green, yellow, and blue. That's Brazil. Yeah. Oh, the six-wheeler, yeah. That would be a great shout. I forgot about the six-wheeler. Oh, man. That would be cool. They're just like weird Formula One cars, right? Like ones you wouldn't expect. Porsche Le Mans. Yeah, there's quite a few Le Mans, isn't there? There's definitely a few Le Mans cars knocking around. Because they did the whole. I suppose the Le Mans cars must have come out before the Formula One cars. Like, when did Lego and Formula One become real pals? I know that that was announced at Vegas, wasn't it? That they're now like official partners for the future. I feel like that's been coming, especially considering how well the Lego McLaren went down. Like, Zach Brown will do anything for a little bit of cash, won't he? Like, we're in. And then 2 of these. Yeah, got 2 of them. Black piece and a blue piece. I suppose, yeah, the Formula 1 grid can kind of thank Zach Brown for starting that initiative. I feel like a lot of the teams will make quite a bit of money. I feel like the Formula 1 teams will make quite a bit of money from Lego in that for the future. That seems like a lucrative deal. Considering just one, how much Lego costs, and 2, how many cars they can pump out. Because, right, they got the Ferrari coming, they got the Red Bull coming. As we just talked about, various champions cars. They're doing a mini set of like the whole grid. They got some cash coming their way, haven't they? Ooh, shell. Here we go. So let's make sure that these aren't upside down. So let's actually put these. I'm going to put them on the car before I put the shell stickers on. It might seem mental, but it means I won't get the shell sticker upside down. Bang. 1 shell. 2nd shell. 2nd shell. Goes. Beautiful. Do I think Max's reign has come to an end in 2024? Yeah. Yeah, I don't think Red Bull... But I know Red Bull managed to sort out their pace a little bit in Qatar. But I don't think they will be able to sort out everything in just one winter break. I think it's going to take a little bit more than that. Plus, I think they will start to focus on 2026 a little bit. They have the different garage sets as well. Goodness gracious me. Oh, the camel car. Yeah, Summit. You're right. Camel car. And actually, how did I not think? Of course, I would absolutely love a Kimi Räikkönen Lotus. I know this. Again, not a championship car. I guess Kimi is a champion, so you could play it that way. But Kimi's Lotus would be a great car to collect for me personally. As a Norwich boy. I think Lotus actually did sponsor Norwich City again for a little while recently. I can't think if they're on the shirt this season, which is insane. I've gone to watch them like 5 or 6 times live, and I can't tell you if the sponsor on the shirt is Lotus anymore. I think it is. Is it? Does anyone know? Don't know. The Norwich City football team shirt. Has it got Lotus on the front still? It did a couple of seasons ago, because I bought a Lotus shirt when I moved back to Norwich. Jeff, you got it. Have you completed it though, Jeff? Have you made it? Have you got any tips? Any tips and tricks that I can follow? Where was I? Here. Okay, looking for a white piece. This is the problem when you start a new bag. There's too many pieces just in front of your eyes that you just go piece blind. Once you get to the end of a bag, you're absolutely flying. It's like here, for instance. Just for the life of me, I cannot see this little white piece that I need. White slope, there it is. Right, okay, put that there. One of them. One of blue bit, wherever that is. All the way through. Oh, no, wait. This isn't the right piece. Or is it? I think it wants to have this things on the side. Oh, yeah, it does. So the blue and this bit go perpendicular, not parallel. And then a grey bit through the middle. Yep. Yes. Who's better, Senna or Schumacher? Changed it this season. Yeah, I thought I'd change this season. No more Lotus on the charts. Thank you. Yeah, I thought so. I just couldn't remember, which, as I say, is ridiculous because I went to go and see them play. What was the most recent game I went to? The Plymouth game? Plymouth Argyle? We won 6-1, 6-2, 6-1. Again, mind, man. Over Christmas, I've just forgotten everything that has ever happened. Really bad. Like, I took 2 weeks off. So I took 2 weeks off, not just like Formula One stuff, but I took 2 weeks off work as well. And it was just like an absolute haze. Came back and I was like, what do I do? what is my purpose? Just couldn't remember anything. Although some other big news that sort of happened over the Christmas is that I might also I hinted at it before. You might not see the Singapore sign anymore. That wall might be moving. With a little bit of luck, we could have a new studio on our hands. Not specifically because I'm getting a studio, just because I'm moving house and have a little bit more space to do some studio-y stuff. We'd have our own area. Not that I don't have enough room anyway at the moment. It would be very interesting for our own little studio space in a slightly different room. Although the channel did start here. Schumacher documentary? Oh, the Schumacher documentary is so good. So good. Which team do I support? I am a McLaren fan. But yeah, it's very exciting. So there might also be a little bit of dip in content somewhere this year. Just if I am moving house, I do apologize. I'll try and keep the live streams up, but the other content is a bit harder because obviously it takes just more time. Like the live streams are fairly chill because you just turn up and you do it. Like there's no if buts or maybes when it comes to the live streams. But when it comes to the longer form content, especially because I've tried to elevate it a little bit recently and just sort of I don't want to pump out content for the sake of pumping out content. So that might take a little bit of a backseat if I am. Just frame a picture of this set, put it in the background of the new set. Just get green screen it, right? Just take a picture of it, green screen it. We'll always be here in our minds. If not physically. And ask Mr. V how he green screens so well. Mr. V is like so clever, man. Like way cleverer than I will ever be. We were talking about content and stuff, and I just learned so much from him. Like so many things I hadn't thought about. He is gonna, if his channel clicks this year, he is gonna be absolutely massive. Like he'll dominate the Formula One space. I think really up there. So clever. And just like gets content. You know what I mean? Just has so many good ideas and such a good pipeline for it. really do respect Mr. Where on earth does this like this? They're in there on the top? No, underneath. Oh, I've lost an arm, a limb. Goes on there, and then this goes. Ah, yeah. We're there. We found an in. Put 2 more of those stoppers on. Stop that from coming. My personal predictions for this year's season. In what form? Like the drivers' championship, constructors' championship. What you aim? I think they're going to be competitive. I think it's like competitive all the way up and down. To be fair, like more competitive even than last season. Last season was mental. I think this season can be really, really combative when it comes to the not only the championship, also all the way down to the midfield pack and all the way down to 10th. Like Stake Sauber even looked a little bit more competitive in the final few races of last season, didn't they? And Nico Hulkenberg, I do rate, or did have a better season, I would say, than Joe and Bottas. So if he can continue that on, we could see some very, very spicy things indeed. What are we looking for? These? Where are they? Right, I need something that holds these arms in place because they are all over the shop. They are flying around like crazy. Uh, you built this car in 45 minutes. Jesus. That's impressive. I'm not going to be honest with you, mate. Not going to get anywhere close to that kind of time. But, you know, everyone's at a different level of ability. And I am not there. I'm not there. You know what? Sometimes it's all right to not be the best person in the room at something. Like, I don't get those people that are so super competitive. Went on like a Christmassy night out kind of thing. There was a few guys like that that were just uber competitive for like everything, and it's just really not me. But I think maybe I just give off a vibe of the kind of guy that would be really competitive because they were trying to a couple of guys that were like trying to wind me up and trying to get me to be competitive. I was just like, lads, really sorry. Not not the guy you're looking for. And they were like, right, we've got to win. This is it. Our last chance to be the champions of whatever. And I was just like, yeah, sure. We'll go back to work after Christmas and none of us will remember who won anything. So why does it matter? I think, did we win? Maybe we won. I genuinely can't even remember. Just not me. The competitive nature. do need a couple of things. Don't tell me I was supposed to use something else. Oh, I want. That's why they're not clicking and they keep falling off. I was supposed to use the ball ones. Oh no. Okay. This is fine. We can get those out. Okay. Small minor error. Prize that out of there. Swap for these, which makes much more sense. And I didn't. I haven't made a mistake. Your bank account's gonna need therapy. There is a lot of Formula One Lego coming out, isn't there? Oh god, I can't get it out. Maybe we just commit to this. Maybe we just commit. We've made a mistake. We know we've made a mistake. We just say to ourselves, let's go home. Oh, we're there. We're back. We are so back. There you go. That clicks on there. That makes so much more sense. That clicks on there. I was probably talking whilst I was supposed to be concentrating on that bit. That bit was very fiddly. But we're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. Where was I? Yeah. That goes in there. Bada bing, bada boom. Which wheel do I have? What do you mean? This? This is a Lego Senna McLaren wheel. Building a 2024 McLaren Lego. Ooh, like that one? Or a different one? Which one? There's quite a few Lego McLaren sets now, isn't there? They're pretty sturdy. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's coming together now. It's coming together now. I can see what we're doing. I can understand. Where are we? Here? Yeah. Why not? We've made mistakes in the past. We'll make mistakes. It'll be fine. And white. Okay. Okay. I got it. I got it. Blacks. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, we're there. We're there. We're back. We saved it. That felt like it was going to go wrong there. I think we're back on track. And we've gone over the hour mark. Okay. Let's focus in, boys. Let's make this happen. See, some of the pages, there's not a lot on them. I think actually we're all right. Time. Oh wait, is this gonna be the steering arm? Ooh, very cool. It does go. Oh yeah, yeah. That's steering. That's steering, ladies and gentlemen. Imagine George and Max as teammates. Problem is, if Max did ever get that move to Mercedes, which has kind of been hinted at a little bit here and there, I think it would be George that made way, fortunately for the Russell fans of the world. Two of those on top of each other. You ask, and I shall deliver. But yeah, I do think it would be Russell that made way for Max. I think they are, but unless Kimi Antonelli is absolutely horrid inside of that car, I think he'll do enough. You know what I mean? As a rookie to justify his position. I think 2026 will be the real test of Kimi Antonelli. To be honest, I think as long as he doesn't, destroy too many cars along the way this season, they'll let him off with pretty much anything. Which I know he destroyed a car on debut in Monza, but as long as he doesn't do that again too many times, I think he'll be safe. Imagine if Lando moved to Ferrari. I feel like Lando would be the Red Bull, right? Nose element locks the steering column down. Provide strength to the model. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, we're rattling through this now. I'm feeling the pace elevate as we speak. Yellow and black. Yellow and black. And again. Yellow and black. Red Bull should have taken Sainz. Yeah, that was my point of view, to be honest. I thought them missing out on Sainz was a little bit silly. I think they will kind of see that now because I do think it will take Liam. Then I suppose if they're just looking at 2026, maybe they wanted to use this season to really understand where they were going to be in the pecking order for 2025. I think they just underestimated, one, how wrong they could get it, and two, how much progress everybody else would make. I think they just assumed that 24 and 25, you can't blame them after the first 10 races of the season. I do think they assumed that they'd just kind of walk to another couple of titles. And therefore, they probably had 2026 in mind when they were thinking of whether or not to get Carlos Sainz in. And I think with that mindset, it slightly makes sense not to get in Carlos. Because then you do want to be bringing in a young driver like a Liam Lawson. I think, if anything, they wanted one year maybe of Daniel Ricciardo if required. Wasn't. So they were sort of hoping that either Daniel Ricciardo or Sergio Perez would do the business for just long enough. It's not quite. Can I start streaming on Twitch? I've thought about like multi-streaming. And streaming on Twitch as well, but apparently that's just not good. And to be honest, I've always been a YouTube person. I do have a Twitch channel. I have streamed on Twitch beforehand. It's there as kind of a backup more than anything else, to be honest. Like if things went wrong on YouTube, then we could always stream the races over there on Twitch. But yeah, I've just never really been a Twitch person, if I'm brutally honest. Like I don't really watch Twitch anymore. I did a little bit in the past. Watched kind of Ludwig when he was on Twitch. Then he moved to YouTube. And I was like, oh, okay. That was the only real streamer I watched. Sometimes watched like Sans and Atrioc. Those kind of guys. But yeah, I haven't really needed Twitch. I can't remember the last time I logged into Twitch, to be honest. What are these supposed to be? Not sure. Like the gear? Or is that the gear? One over here as well. Oh, Dan no skill is here. Ah, I see. I was not paying attention. He's in. He's there. Not this guy again. I don't think it's the actual Dan no skill is the problem. Otherwise, I'd have noticed the user. Love my vids. Thanks so much, man. Yeah. Fake Dan no skill. I think Verstappen was scared that Sainz would. I don't know, you know. I just don't think Max Verstappen would fear anyone. I mean, maybe, but if you're a you know, four-time world champion like Max Verstappen is, should you really fear anybody? I think so. Oh, that's some nice steering. That is some nice steering we've got there. You shouldn't really fear anybody if you're a Formula One driver who backs themselves to win championships and stuff. You shouldn't fear any teammate, in my opinion. Otherwise, you're just in the wrong sport. Like, there's always going to be challenges. There's always going to be teammates that are going to come in and want to take your throne. You've got to back yourself to beat them. Why so long? Try. We're nearly there, right? We're on like step 90? As the toy cleaner said in Toy Story 2. Toy Story 2, top 5 films of all time, I reckon. Toy Story 2, certainly in my top 5. Easily in my top 5, actually. Now that I think about it. An absolute masterclass in filmmaking. I don't know if you could ask for much more than what Toy Story 2 had to offer. I think Toy Story 2 is also better than Toy Story 1. I'm going to be that guy. And Toy Story 2 is the best Toy Story. You've got the massive McLaren and the big Merc. Jesus. What does your bank account look like? That must be empty. I mean, my bank account is also going to be empty very, very soon. And then maybe I'll be making some more content that is a little bit quicker to make. Just pay the bills. No, my girlfriend's also got a new job, so that's why we're also looking to move. We're not moving too far. Still be Norwich. It's just somewhere with a bit more space, little garden, something on those lines. Adult things. Interesting. One of these. Yeah. Lost my place there a second. Hang on. I'll put that the wrong way around. Best animation studio Ghibli. Oh yeah, yeah. You've made a good point. You've made a great point. I went to go and see Spirited Away at the stage show because I'd only recently seen Spirited Away the film. Again, another thing that kind of culture only comes from having a girlfriend who is much more cultured than you are. I just watch cars go round very quickly. He understands multiple languages. We're a very different pair. But wait, have I missed a step? Oh, I see what I've done. That's supposed to be across a little bit. Believe it or not, I did go to university for engineering. But yeah, Studio Ghibli. As I said, I went to go and see Spirited Away, the stage show. That was incredible. Very expensive. Like, I paid out of the nose for it. It was like, I don't remember if it was a birthday present or something. Very expensive. Wouldn't recommend, doing it every weekend. But a one-off. Very, very good. Do you have any tickets for Grand Prix this year? I don't. I did think about it. I'm thinking if I were to go to one, first of all, I'd need to think about which one, like when it is in the season. Maybe Hungary, because it's just before the summer break. The thing is, like, not only do I need to build or like think about it in terms of this channel, and like obviously I wouldn't be able to stream the race because I'd be there, but also work as well. To be trying to figure out which one is in a point in the year where I can get it off of work and also it wouldn't affect the channel in too big of a way. But yeah, that one may be Hungry. That would be the one I think that would work the best. For me, just before the summer break, and it's in a good spot in the year as well. Looking good, the McLaren Senna. It is getting there. It is getting there. We're on bag 4. I don't know how many bags there are. I didn't look at the start. It must be halfway-ish. My life is. Am I in... Oh no. How did I read 6 as 4? Oh, this is going to affect the speed run. Right. Can we get this back in the bag? Oh no. Did I lose it? No, I think it was in. That definitely was. Losing them. Losing pieces. How did I read 6 and was like, yep, that's 4? Again, don't multitask. Also, don't do a day's work and then come home to do a string. BMW M3, hello. Hello, Amo as well. How many pieces are in the Lego? Great question. It is 693. Is that the pieces? Yeah, pieces. That's got to be right. Mark Brown. Belgium, Austria, Hungary, Mexico, Austin, Singapore. Is that the races that you've been to? That's a very impressive list. There's a lot on there that I'm very jealous of. Hungary I've been to. Austria would be great. I don't know about Belgium. I feel like it'd be good, but it just rains a lot. I think you're almost guaranteeing yourself a wet race. And that can't be the most fun, you know what I mean? Right, new bag. The confusion's going to be back. I'm going to have to search for all of the pieces. Once again, I'm asking who help. Little black ones. I feel like when you sort of have a Lego and it tells you how many pieces there are, it's a little bit of a misnomer, isn't it? Like this is a piece versus like this nose cone is one piece. So if you just got like 100 really big pieces, or have you got a billion really tiny pieces? You know what I mean? Like you could have a Lego set that's massive. You could be like, wow, that must have been really hard to make. It's like, no, it's just 4 pieces. It's just 4 very specific pieces that go together to make something beautiful. Gizma is doing a countdown. Interesting. The race I should not go to. Why not Hungary? I've been to Hungary. I really enjoyed it. I'd go again. Also Austin. Surely Austin's one of the better ones. Big chance we're going to Austin this year with a friend. Might do the Haas Paddock Club thing. Ooh. That's bougie. That is bougie, Sarah, if ever I've heard a bougie little statement. We're lost. I'm lost. Oh yeah. Literally had that bit a second ago in my hand, and then I put it down because I spotted a different bit. Yeah. Here. Need another one of them. Exactly the same. Red. It's bright red. Can't miss it. I've missed it. How am I missing? Bright red. Is that it? Ah, it was under a white piece. That's how they get you. Oh, her dad is a huge F1 fan. There you go. That's what you need. Have I met Dan IRL? No, I haven't. I hope I will at some point. I'd like to meet Dan. I've met a few creators now in real life. Mr. V, I went to Brighton. Went to go and see him. I've met Tomo. I actually made loads, actually. Yeah, now I think about it, because the Tomo live event that he did with Aldas, when was that? A year ago, maybe? I met loads of content creators then. Because he invited loads. And obviously is sort of quite the cornerstone of Formula One YouTube is Tomo. Like, he's on Sky Sports and everything. He's doing the business for us, bringing the people onto the YouTubes. So yeah, I've met loads. Met like Peter Brook. Who else was there? Matt and Tommy. I didn't really speak to them though. I feel like because I was a smaller YouTuber and they were all quite big, they all sort of spoke to one another. They were all like, "Yeah, how's your 100,000 subscribers going? Yeah, great. How's your 100,000 subscribers going? Oh, perfect." And I think I had like 10 at the time, so I was like, just end up chatting with. I'm gonna say the words regular people then, just like non-content creators. That's what I mean. You know, regular people with human jobs. Uh, look for the red bits. That should be one, two of them. And Bing. The tail. Even that's going to be a tail light. Yes. Can I get the Lego set for me? I thought about doing a giveaway of like some of the Lego sets that are coming out. The problem with giveaways, and I've done them in the past. I did one to celebrate. I think it was like 10,000 subscribers. The problem that you have with a giveaway is people make a load of fake accounts just to enter the giveaway. And then you have a load of fake accounts subscribed to your channel. Well, not like fake accounts, but they, accounts that they'll never ever use ever again. And then once the giveaway happens, you get this kind of spike of people and like spike of interaction, which then dies. And you sort of get left holding not a lot. Um, and then the next time YouTube does like these weeks and months where it just kind of comes along and cleans up all the channels. And when that happens, you then look like you've lost like 1,000 subscribers because they just all disappear because they were all never real people in the first place. Well, they were real people, but they were real people making lots of accounts. Google then wipes them away. And that's not a fun day when you lose like 1,000 subscribers and you think everything has gone wrong, and then you just realize, oh, it's a load of bots that they got rid. How on earth does this work? This bit? Yeah. These? Cover that. Wow, this is very odd. This also reminded me that we need to do the Senna watch along finale. I was thinking of that the other day. Ooh, haven't done that yet. Doesn't seem high enough. That should be like up a bit. Done. It is. Looks a bit off on the. Endeavour. Like so. Let's go. Oh, wait, no, that can't be right. This has got to be taller. How is this not tall enough? Or have I not clicked something? Oh, I have not clicked that in. There we go. Now that's tall enough. By a considerable amount. Can't push that down enough. Actually, yeah. There we go. Frame is bent. This where? Here? Where are we looking? Frame has bent the muffler. This bit? Oh yeah. I'll stick it in. We'll see. It should be alright. Be okay. Oh god. Oh yeah, Mark Brown has gone for it. Ito broke the door just. Is this a song? Maybe. A little duet. Brother got a Bugatti Lego set and refuses to build it. That seems like the most pointless thing I've ever heard in my life. Why on earth would you not build it? You're like one of those people that wants to sell it. He's like, no, this is going to have value in the future. So I will hold on to this until life on Earth ceases. Then, you know what people will want? Entertainment. They will want Lego. He's going to hold on to the last ever Lego set. Will then rule his own kingdom. Lego. Beautiful. Huh? Black circles. Yeah. An alternate Christmas song. Fair. Fair. Yeah, if he's not going to build it, just steal it. Can we promote theft? Probably not. No, don't steal it. Shouldn't steal from anyone ever. That stuff. Should be good, moral. Winter slop. I wonder what the winter. I don't really understand what winter slop actually means. Is the other thing. I know I'm older than Dan by a considerable margin. But I don't know what winter slop does actually mean. Therefore, just kind of rude, isn't it? Pick on me, not knowing what that is, what it means, what it does, how it works. Oh, why have I put those there? Like blind there for a moment. Put those in the complete wrong place. Have I seen his response video? I have. He actually sent it to me. He DM'd me it. I'd like it known that I did not DM Dan the original video. I did not start this. But no, Dan's a nice guy. Slop just means ball. Yeah, saw that shot. Commented it anyway. Yeah, just get involved, Sarah. Just follow along. I think that's what most people did, to be honest. Just like, yeah, everyone's doing it. I'll say it. And then it just ended up sort of going and going and going and going. Where is these little skid planks? I think these. Yeah. Okay. Goes between. And one goes right at the end of the. Can I please reply to him on YouTube on stream after the video? I left a comment on his video. I think. At least I hope I did. Because I thought I clicked send on that. So yeah, he should. He's got his response. Now we wait for a time and date when we can both do whatever video he has planned. Yeah, I'm assuming it's the longer one, right? Go big or go home. What are we doing here? We are partway through building the McLaren Senna Champions car. It's got those words in an order. Probably not that order. And we are an hour and 40 minutes in. We are on bag 4. Yeah, we do need to step up the pace here, don't we? Stop yabbering on. Get some bricks in some slots. But don't you worry, this front wing is going to be done and dusted before you know it. You're going to think, is that even a front wing? What's that he's making? Bang, front wing. There. In your eyes. I was also hoping to film a video tonight, but I don't think that's going to happen, is it? I've got a couple of scripts made and a couple of videos that are ready to go. Gonna have to. Gonna be a wait. Maybe get them out this weekend in some capacity. There's not a lot happening in the Formula One world at the moment. I don't want to be involved in this winter slop that people Using me. Ooh, already got these bits already got Legos on them. No. Sort of backward. Bang. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's way better. We're there now. We're there. We're making moves. This one? Yes. Yes. Okay. We need a McLaren sticker. And another McLaren sticker. Oh wait, which one goes on what side? This side gets a sticker. But they both are just backwards on the other side. Yeah, it is. It's reversed. Interesting. Satisfying. Look at that. So I think we will get a classic back in the F120 game to celebrate 75. Ooh. I mean I don't play the F1 game, gonna be honest, at all. Really. But I feel like they're gonna do quite a lot for the 75th anniversary. They're sort of leaning into it quite heavily, aren't they? With the big event that they're putting on at the beginning of the season. Oh, which I did get tickets to. I forgot to tell you guys. My parents, I think, like I didn't manage to get tickets to the launch event that's happening at the beginning of the season, but someone who my mum knows did manage to get tickets, so I might be going. It is still a might. It's gonna. It was sort of a Christmas present slash. I think is basically confirmed, but I don't want to say 100% if it doesn't end up happening. But they've got some tickets going. They just need to work out how many they've got. But I was given the money to pay for it for Christmas if it does come off. So I could be going to the launch, which would be very cool. But 15 sticker. Got 12s, unfortunately. Not there. 12s. Lewis in red next season's going to be super weird. Yeah. It is going to feel really strange at the beginning of the season. I feel like there's a lot of driver changes that are going to feel really weird, to be honest. It's going to be strange to have 6 rookies on the grid. Like, there's going to be so many drivers that feel like they're missing. You know what I mean? Should be like, hang on, surely that should be X, Y, or Z. And you're like, oh no, wait, they're not there anymore. Oh wait, they're not there anymore. Oh yeah, they've left. Shouldn't Sergio Perez be here? Oh yeah, wait, he's been fired. Shouldn't Valtteri Bottas be here? Oh wait, yeah, he's a reserve driver. Like, hang on, who's actually driving for who next season? It's gonna be a real mishmash. Is that bit? Oh wait, it's not this bit. Got like a weird white line on it. That bit. Then this. And then beautiful. This maybe? Oh, that felt satisfying. That felt very satisfying indeed. Oh, like Honda logo on there. Oh, it's perfect. It's beautiful. It's right where we want. That bit's not staying. It's staying. Wait. Two black oblongy. Bang. In one. Which track is behind me that's glowing? Is Singapore. Yeah, you can't really see it. Here to bring news. An F1 car, 3.5 litre aero, is coming to Gran Turismo 7. Ooh, that is pretty cool. I haven't played Gran Turismo in a very long time. I do own Gran Turismo. I don't own a Formula One game. I do own Gran Turismo. Or I don't own the newest Formula One games. I've owned a few over the years. Bang. We are smashing through these pages now. Rear wing incoming. Oh, it's this. But then this is the McLaren. Oh, that's so cool. Wait, no, this? Hey, what? This is the... Oh, it goes on top. It's going to be a weird McLarenception. How strange. But I guess. If it's telling me that, I'll do it. I haven't put the bottom pieces on yet. Done that. Here comes the weird McLarenception. Where you're putting McLaren on top of half of McLaren. Which now just makes it look strange. Hello, the Versatile. How you doing, mate? I feel like it's been a little while. I feel like it's been a little while since I've streamed. It's been a little while since everything. Why are these not far enough apart? Oh, because that one's in. Boom, boom. Rear wing incoming. Rear wing is on. Front wing is on. We're starting to look like a Formula One car. And this looks pretty snazzy. What's going on here? Okay. Yep, can do that. Can do that. We can do... in a slot battle royale. Still remember when I built the 2021 McLaren? Yeah, that was a while ago now. That feels a very long time ago. And I was in a very different spot back in those days. Better or worse? You can decide. Hopefully better. Hopefully we're improving year after year. I feel like last year was there was a couple of things last year that I wasn't too happy about. But like things that I think I could have done better or improved upon. Went through a bit of a stage where I was a bit scared to make videos. Which sounds stupid, and I appreciate it sounds ridiculous. Um but yeah, I don't know, not scared I guess, but like I didn't want to rush videos, and I thought I kind of took too much time on them. Just sort of got overdone with perfectionism, maybe phrasing or wording that I'm looking for. But yeah, it just ended up being a really awkward season where I ended up not making as many videos as I maybe should have. Because as I said, I was like worried about them wrong some way. Not that you can really get a video wrong, but I suppose you can. Put out misinformation, things like that. I didn't want to ever put out. I don't know. A lot of creators, and I'm not slagging them off or anything. A lot of creators put out videos as soon as something drops, but then like the actual repercussions of that drop a little bit later, and then they just end up having to do like a second video or a video saying, "Oh, that one was wrong," or readjusting, and it's just like, I'd rather wait until all the facts come out than make a proper video on it. But then you miss out on the kind of initial jump in views that you can get if you're just first to something. I kind of did that with the Esteban Ocon video. I was like, right, I'm just gonna try it. I'm just gonna like make a video quickly. I'm just gonna try and get a video out there as quick as possible after Esteban Ocon was dropped from Alpine. Again, waiting long. Problem was, I made the video, and then Jack Doohan was confirmed like seconds later. I was like, oh well, my video is now technically outdated. Jack Doohan's now been properly confirmed, whereas he wasn't confirmed just before that. There's a bit of a weird line you have to run sometimes. It's like, do I just get the video out as soon as possible and hope that no news comes in? Quality over quantity? Yeah, that's what I wanted to do. But it's a bit weird. It's that balance. There's a lot of content creators out there in the Formula One space that make daily videos, just churn them out. My channel blew up last year. To an extent, yeah. I do think I could have done more, but then also I didn't realize how exhausted I was until I kind of stopped. Like once the season finished, and I took a bit of a break over Christmas and sort of went to go and visit family and sort of actually fully stopped writing scripts, stopped everything. I didn't quite realize how tired I was. Like I just fell to pieces for a few days, to be honest. Just didn't have the energy to do anything. I just wanted to sit, do nothing, play some games for a few days, and just kind of reset. Lego, yeah, one of the ones is Shell. They got quite a few. I suppose you have to have the Shell sponsors on here, don't you? Honda and Shell, and they're just iconic. I suppose Marlboro would also be there, but I imagine they are legally not allowed to do Marlboro sponsor. Would be a touch against the sort of Lego child-friendly branding that's got going on, wouldn't it? They just stuck a Marlboro sticker. So Shell's not that much better. At least it's not literally advertising smoking. It's advertising oil. Big oil. Like I think if I was gonna go for a YouTuber who's the problem is there's a lot of faceless Formula One YouTubers. I really love Josh Revel's videos. I've really got into him this year. He wasn't actually one of the YouTube creators that I watched a lot um, before this year. Um, I started watching his stuff quite a bit more, and he does that. Like it's so quality over quantity, isn't it? He can kind of get away with it being one of the larger creators in the space. I feel like you have to kind of do the quantity over quality for a bit just to get an audience, and it's how you decipher how you can kind of keep doing that. Like, do you keep your audience? They stay. Then you've got someone like Laws, who I also really like appreciate, is absolutely loved by the Formula One sphere. But he just does churn out content all the time. Oh, I forgot to do this. 2 spokes, these. There you go. The wheels? Must do. Sorry, I think this is slightly out of camera shot, but I'm gonna have to shuffle it so that I can actually see. Which year is this McLaren? I literally read it at the beginning. I can't remember. 1988. 88. What was I saying? Yeah, then there's like creators like Laws, and you're like, oh, they just churn out video day after day after day after day. But sometimes I watch a Laws video and I'm like, that was a bit of a stretch. There was no real story there. But he is absolutely flying. I imagine Laws is probably making the most money of any Formula One YouTuber that I can think of. Like he gets like Tomo views daily, and that is saying something. That is churning out cash. If he if he's on similar ad revenue to like other YouTubers I know in the space. Just the epitome. Great word. Yeah, exactly. I think his mannerism, the way he like words things, the research that you can tell has gone into stuff. That's like where I'd love to be at. I don't have quite that much time though, because again, this is like an evening thing. Again, today did a whole day at work. I'm doing this. Like, the only reason it was at 6 p.m. because that's gives me time to get home, eat, actually function as a human being for a moment. Oh, Matt and Tommy. I don't know. I don't know. Laws gets more views than them like per week. Because they make what, one or two podcasts around the race? They do like the pre-podcast, post-race, and then like any news story that pops up. I think Laws probably per week gets more views. Well, they have the Spotify deal with Stack as well, don't they? Yeah, it's probably those two. I'd say it's either P1 or Laws. From the ones that I know, there might be some out there that are absolutely. There's probably some gaming ones that I'm missing out, but I don't really watch gaming content, so I couldn't tell you. I do need to do some more research. I'd love to get some more guests on the pod. Um, but again, it just takes a little bit of time to sort that out and make sure calendars don't clash. I have had people pull out at the last minute. That's really frustrating. Like you do a lot of build up work and sort of have a podcast ready to go, especially if it's like an idea, and then they just pull out at the end of it, and then you're like, oh, can I do this with somebody else? Not really. It goes in the bin. That sometimes happens with podcasts as well. Actually, it's probably Nico Rosberg. I don't know, not purely from content. I was thinking purely from content. I think Nico Rosberg has other forms of revenue in his pay. It's got to be the next page, right? Yeah. Oh, it's there. Oh, I made that. I think it's getting too big to actually fit on the screen. Shuffle this over. I feel like Matt and Tommy are still too a little bit too big for me to get on this channel. I'm trying to get Tomo on. But again, he's elusive. He's not elusive. He's busy. That is very, very busy doing Sky Sports and lots of things like that. More than fair. Got enough time to come on the channel. Elden Ring on Twitch again. That is a throwback. I do love Elden Ring. I wouldn't mind bringing it back in one way or another. This doesn't look symmetrical. Why does this not look well done? Why does this look well done? Where's the mistake? Ah, yeah. We fixed it. We got it. We got it. We got it. And the football watch longs. Yeah, there was an early sort of time in the channel where I was a bit confused about what I really wanted to do. I just wanted to do everything. I still want to do everything, to be honest. I still want to try and do as much. But without, I think the problem is you can spread yourself too thin. You can also like too many niches. You end up with like 10 fans for this, 10 fans for that. 10 fans that only watch this, and then nothing really gets anywhere because you just have 10 people, 10 like different sets of people, all watching different things. You only ever get 10 views, but it's maybe from 40 or 50 different people just watching all of your different stuff. That's a niche down a little bit. I think we've niched down in the right direction. I think Formula One is the thing that's kept my attention. I don't know if I was doing another form of content, like if I still was doing like football or gaming, not sure it would have captivated me. Do I think Colapinto can snag that Alpine seat? Uh I don't think so. I think Jack Doohan, I don't know actually. The problem is the money, right? Like I think Jack Doohan will do enough racing wise to just be okay. You know what I mean? Like again, there's a lot of rookies on the grid, so we'll find out very quickly which ones are going to sink and which ones are going to swim, because we'll be able to compare all of them pretty directly. And there's even just still quite a few young drivers on the grid that can be that yardstick as well. Like we've seen Sargent come in and seen what he did in a couple of seasons. We can compare him to them to Sargent, how he did. We've got Joe, who's like a really good middle benchmarker, who had 3 seasons. We can kind of use him as a comparison. But we've got a lot of rookies that have happened recently that we can compare with. I think we'll get a good picture of which rookies are good and which rookies are bad pretty quickly in 2025. Then it's just which teams are sort of stubborn enough to commit to that driver, or which teams have better options come up. As you say, if Colapinto is available, Williams will let him go. Will that sway them? The money that comes in as well. Problem is, he had a really bad end to the season. Had 5 brilliant races and 4 terrible ones. Sometimes that can be telling. 4 terrible races, and the fact that they compounded one after another. Didn't really ever get it back on track at the end of the season as Colapinto, although that was also the Williams team running out of parts of their car and having quite a lot of trouble in and amongst it. Oh, before the season starts, that would be very surprised. Again, it's Alpine though, isn't it? I was gonna say I'd be really surprised, but it would be very Alpine to give a driver a contract and then have to pay them out of that contract before they've even started it. Jack Doohan hasn't actually, like, because he's got that contract and he hasn't made a race start yet. I imagine paying him out of that contract would be a nightmare and very expensive. But I guess they've got the money, haven't they? So maybe they'll just do it. Bite the bullet. Oh, I've missed a sticker. Oh, no, I haven't. Senna? Yeah. 22 drivers on the grid. Yeah, that's another thing, isn't it? Who gets those seats in the Cadillac team that is coming as well? That's going to be interesting because Cadillac are going to have quite a bit of money behind them, I think. Going to quite the choice of drivers. Although apparently Daniel Ricciardo was asked and isn't that bothered, but how much really believe that. It's sort of up to how much you trust the various sources. Oh, I've done it upside down. Okay. I was actually just think that's going to go like that. Yes. Boom. That is an engine cover if ever I've seen. Does that actually just sit on here? That's very satisfying. Look at that. That just slots into the top. Now we really have got a McLaren car. That is looking very snazzy. How many bags we got? Just bag 6, okay. Oh, wing mirrors. That's cool. So, oh yeah. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. That is good. I'm gonna go in the wheels. Oh, I wanted to push those all the way. I guess that does. Ah. Keep it 30 minutes. We're there now, yeah, we're smashing it. Going. We're on page 97. I can't remember what the guy said. There was a guy who'd built it before and he said how many pages it was. I did look at the start, but I can't remember. 100 and something? We're putting wheels on. That's when you know we're in serious business. Okay. Let's make sure we'll, let's have the logo. Lego logo pointing outwards. Number. Serial number. Ooh. Here you go. Wheels on. That. Unlike Liam Lawson's RB. Make sure that the wheels stay on. A little bit. Not going to question it. Does it look like the McLaren car? Yes. Have I missed some pieces? Maybe. Beautiful. I guess you can just leave it like that, right? Is the next bit going to be the stand? Yeah. So it's got like a stand that it goes on. Do we want to milk the stand? Put that to one side. Oh, our little Lego Senna's gone off the rails a bit. There he is. Now we're on bag 6. Put that down there. Here we go. Here we go, lads. Final countdown. This should be easy as well, right? Just a plinth. Although all the pieces do look almost identical. But maybe not. This looks fine. It does look great. It looks really good. I'd even say it maybe looks better than the bigger one. I think this one is the better looking build, the better looking car. If I'm honest. Like if I was recommend buying one, I suppose for the experience, you get more out of the larger one, right? It takes longer to build. You get more time, more playtime out of it. But in terms of the look, I do think this one is a bit prettier. Ooh, stand feels robust. Okay, so myself as the architect of it. Yeah. Yeah, 5 either side. That is in the middle. Sonoda should have got the seat. I can see why they picked Lawson. I think I even said in the video I did after Perez was dropped. If it was me, I'd have maybe picked Liam over Yuki. Just because you've got like the risk to reward of it all. Sonoda is under much more pressure to perform straight off the bat. I don't know if he'd have handled that, or like the team don't know if he'd handled that pressure well. Whereas with Lawson, they can use the excuse of him just being a rookie, right? They can say, well, whatever his performances look like, this is the what we expected. Still young, he's still progressing. He's next to a 4-time world champion. Whereas with Yuki, had so many seasons now where it would be like he needs to go in and perform straight away. But it's one of those things. It's like, would Sonoda have actually been able to achieve straight off the bat? Maybe. And that's the thing we'll never know. That's the thing I think we were hoping for. They could have always swapped Sonoda for later on in the season if needs be. But they won't do that the other way around, I don't think. They'll just give Liam Lawson as much time as possible. And yeah, use that excuse of him being a rookie to batter off any negatives if there are any teething problems. And the best thing I've watched all Christmas. Oh yeah, Yuki is a great driver. Yuki will get a spot somewhere else. I think they've kind of screwed him over a touch because I think he could have ended up at stake. They were looking at him. Williams were looking at him, apparently. And then obviously he got that RB contract. And Red Bull, rightfully, they had a contract with him. They had an extension clause that they could activate, and they activated it. He has to deal with the fact that he signed that wherever it was that they put together that deal. But yeah, he could have easily ended up somewhere else along the line, couldn't he? He could have easily been, I reckon, well, anywhere where there's those rookies. He could have been an Alpine driver, I reckon. He could have probably ended up at Stake Sauber, Williams. Whereas now, I think he'll be at RB this season. Then he'll probably get shown the door. Problem is, everyone else has kind of already got their seats sussed. So now he's at a point where it's like, going into 2026, if he's out of a seat at RB, probably hasn't got anywhere else he can go. Like, who moves out of the way for you at another team? Not going to be one of the rookies. The team are going to back a rookie for a little bit longer than just one season. Never know, though. Formula One after all. What is the best thing? What is the best thing I've watched over Christmas? Best thing I've watched over Christmas. I watched the Harry Potters again. I was very enjoyable. Wallace and Gromit. I think everyone watched Wallace and Gromit, didn't they? Wallace and Gromit like a worldwide thing? That feels very UK centric. Feels like nobody else in the world is going to watch Wallace and Gromit. Hang on. I only got one of these. Where's that gone? Oh no. We've lost a piece. Where's the bag? It is not in the bag. It fell out of the bag. Crisis averted. In the words of Bo Burnham. Thank God. Oh, we're nearly there, ladies and gentlemen. I think we're one step away, maybe. How much is the Lego set? I think we came to an agreement. It's about £60. But I'll be honest, I didn't buy it. I got it as a Christmas present. Here we go. How does this go in there then? Supposedly, some holes into. Oh, yeah. Like a glove. Look at that. Beautiful. A little bit of tilt on the wheels. Exquisite. That is so nice. Wait. And pause. 2.5 hours. 2 hours, 29 minutes. And time. We nailed it. And just a little chat. I needed to get it done. we've got it done. I'll put the instructions somewhere. Try and keep the instructions for these kind of things. Got a few spares in them, but we do have a lovely McLaren and a lovely Senna. Ayrton himself. Let's have a little look. Should we have a gander together? Ayrton, the Senna. Beautiful. Get me in focus. Ayrton, the Senna. Ooh. Beautiful. And the MP4/4. Oh, it's a little bit bigger. Very nice though. Morning. There we go. Okay, it's got to go on the background. Where's it going to go? Is the thing. Oh wait, it does. Okay. RB. Okay. Yeah. Beautiful. Look at that. That was great. I mean, it's a little out of focus for you guys. It will be out of focus in the video. There you go. Oh, I think I could do like a little. And I don't know why I'm bothering, because I am going to be moving. I'm going to have to take everything off of these shelves, move the shelves, and put everything back on again. But I will just leave that focus back in. My hair's gone floppy because I didn't do it today. My mic wants to die. Oh no. Is it crackling? In some form or another? It might have just been me because I was very far away from it. Let me listen. It seems alright. I think it's just one of those. I do need a new mic. There's a problem that I have in that I do need a few bits of equipment replacing over the course of this season, and that's a little bit expensive. So maybe we'll get there, but it's gonna be a few weekends before we get that replaced fully and set up. But that is the stream. We did it. 2 hours, 29 minutes, 49 seconds, 13 milliseconds to be precise. There is the mic. There it is. But yeah, 2 hours, 29 minutes, 49 seconds, and 13 milliseconds is exactly how long it takes to build the Senna McLaren. Is it the same car as on my... It is the same car as on my sweater. Look at that. The MP4/4. 115 out of 16 races. It's all on there. I'm a very, very much a McLaren boy, aren't I? Through and through. Can't deny it. Can't hide it. It's just who I am. But I'm going to leave you there. Thank you guys so much for watching. It's been great. Just having a little catch up. Nice to see some familiar faces, have a little chat about Christmas and things that have happened, and a little intro to 2025. Obviously, a little bit out of the norm. Not expecting this to do incredibly well as a video, but just one for the real fans. This one, one for the ones. Hello from Azerbaijan. Hello, hello, hello. Where did I get the sweater from? I think it was the McLaren store. I've had it a little while now. I used to wear it in every video, and people used to accuse me of never washing it. I don't think people understood that I could record 2 or 3 videos in a day, then put it in the wash, and then wear it a few days later and record more videos then. Am I going to take up Dan No Skills challenge? Of course I am. Of course I am. He doesn't know what's hit him. I'm going to be training non-stop every waking hour of my being. It's going to be like Kung Fu Panda 3. I haven't seen Kung Fu Panda 3. I assume he goes through some kind of training montage. There's always a training montage. And I will come out on top. I probably won't. I imagine Dan is quite good at sim racing. But there we are. Beautiful. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like, subscribe, all that good stuff. We'll be back. I'm going to do a few more lives before we get into the full 2025 season. But of course, we will be live for every single qualifying, sprint race, and Grand Prix in 2025, as we were in 2024. So make sure that you hit that subscribe button and don't miss it. It's been great. Thank you guys so much for joining me for just a little bit of a chill relaxation stream, doing a little bit of Lego together. And I will see you very, very soon.